Hi everyone, welcome back. Today in Taking the Fear Out of Canvas, we are going to look at a really amazing tool, and that is the Pages tool. So let's go ahead and quickly review. So in prior lessons, we have talked about your dashboard and how you have your tiles of your classes on your dashboard. And so we have created a sandbox, which is kind of a place where we can test different things out. I'm going to go ahead and open that. And once in here, we've now talked about modules and how you can set up modules for different types of learning. You can set up modules if you want for weekly assignments. You can set up modules if you want by content, such as if you're studying a novel and you want to have all of those assignments housed underneath that novel. If you want to have your math lessons posted in a certain way. If you want to have your math lessons and you have them set up here, and then the time comes for them to be moved into a weekly module, you can click and drag those up to a weekly module. And that way you can create ahead of time so you know that here's your math ones, and this is the one I want for this particular week, and you can drag them up here. So modules, again, are just really a fantastic way of organizing information and how you can quickly adjust them to different places. After you're done with this week and you don't want this week here anymore, and to get ready for next year, you want to drag this back down into your math module, you can do that. So all sorts of ways that you can organize information and materials within Canvas. Today, I want to talk to you about another way of organizing information, and this is through Pages. So when you look over here at your navigation bar, you're going to notice one of the icons is for Pages. When you click on this is going to bring up all the pages that are associated with this class. Now, when we set up our homepage, the homepage was set up using Pages. You can come over here, you can view all pages to see what pages that you have within your class. And you'll notice there's a lot of pages because if you imported the template course, the template had a lot of different pages already in it. If you want to add a new page, you can come over here and you can add a new page. Again, the three little dots, these are going to give you lots of different options depending on where you are. These three little dots over here, if you say, oh, too many pages, I don't want all of these, this is just clutter, I don't need it, you can come down here and you can delete it. So lots of options, again, for pages. But let me spend a couple minutes and I want to show you why pages can be so important. So I'm going to go ahead and open up one of these pages. And in here, you're going to find there's some content. Not a lot. This was a page that you could set up if you wanted to add some content into here. You can edit a page. Now, let me see if I can make a correlation for you. So when you are out using Google and you're in your Google Drive, you create a Google document. A page is like creating a Google document. And so you can put information into a page. A Canvas page is meant for information to go out to students, but it is not meant to be an assignment, but it is meant to be a way to disseminate information. Now, let me tell you how this could be helpful. So if you're setting up an assignment, and as part of that assignment, you want your students to have some background knowledge about the content that you're creating, you could type all of that in here. But then next year, when you come back to it, you're going to have to go rifle through and you're going to have to go through all your assignments, and you can repost an assignment. But maybe you want to have this document, let's say you're studying the Civil War, and you want to have some background information here for students to read on the Civil War, or you want to have some links for them to go out on the web and to be able to read some information from there. You may want to have that information housed as a page, and then you want to have that page attached to an assignment, and then underneath it, here's what I need you to do now is to write one paragraph summarizing the content you just read from this article. Okay, so I hope that kind of helps you understand just a tiny bit more. So a page is for information. It is for interaction, but it is not a place for you to have students turn an assignment into. That's where the assignment page comes into play. So I want to take you out and I want to show you a couple of things about creating a page. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new page. And let's say that I have been housing all of this good content and information in my Google Drive that I wish to have in Canvas now because I want to be able to assign it to my students. So I already opened a document. So here's a document that Niall and I have been creating about Canvas, frequently asked questions and answers. I could upload this into Canvas. What would be easier is if I made a page out, I created a page out of it. So I'm going to quickly just highlight it. I could select all of my page too. There's several ways. Command C, I'm going to copy that information. And now when I go back to my page in Canvas, I'm just going to come right down here and Control V. I'm going to paste that information. And now that information is housed here. It copied perfectly. And it has now been created as a page in Canvas. Now, I started mentioning to you naming conventions and how important it is to have a really good system for naming documents. This is really important when you start jumping into your pages. So for this class, I might just call this one Canvas Q&A. If I was doing something in the document for the Civil War, I might want to put, I may want to put here background knowledge, and then I can't type and talk at the same time. Background knowledge, and then type this Civil War. And so then I know that this is here. If I am starting a naming convention, I might want to call this Unit 3, Lesson 5, and then I can continue the labeling process. So this is a really good time to start thinking about a good way to name documents so that the organization becomes easier for you. It's just like when you go out into your Google Drive, you want to have folders for different things and you really want to make sure you can go back and find things that you've created, right? So having a naming convention is just really important. So again, I'm going to come back down here. I can even just copy and paste this, to be honest with you. So Command C, Command V, and there you go. So I'm going to label this document as such. If I wanted to come in and add more information and whatnot, I could do that. As is true with Canvas, I'm going to scroll to the bottom and I'm going to find my save button. I can save and publish. I'm just going to save this because I don't want it to be published anywhere yet. I'm just bringing this in. Okay, so yes, there's really good reasons why it would be a good idea to have things saved as a page, right? So you can transfer things over from Google Documents and have them here. You can now add this into an assignment. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. This again comes into where it's so important to have a really good naming convention when you start using Canvas. So I'm going to head over, let's say I wanted to make an assignment within my module. So I'm going to go over to my modules. And in my modules, I had created, let's say that this was an assignment that goes along with Wonder, with the book Wonder that I had created. And I put a placeholder here, but I haven't added the assignment yet. I'm going to click on this placeholder, and it's going to take me out here. I don't have anything attached here. I'm going to go ahead and just edit this assignment. So now I can start adding content into my assignment. Now, let's say that as part of this assignment, I want students to read my article on the Civil War so that they get some good background information. There's some links in there. I want them to get some other information. And then I want them to write for me a paragraph summarizing the information that they read. So please click on the link below and read the information. Okay, so I'm sure you have a much better way, but just for the time being. So now I want to attach that page that I have already put into my pages that has all my Civil War background in it. I'm going to click on my link. I'm going to go down to course links. And this was saved as a page. So that's really important that you know where things are. This is a page. And in my pages, I have lots of information already. That's why it's so important that we have good naming convention. I know that this is my Canvas Q&A. That's the one I just got through putting in there. And it attaches a link now into that assignment. So now students are going to be able to click on the link and it will open up that page that is part of my Canvas content. I hope this is making sense and these connections are starting to happen for you. So now I can say, after reading the document, please write a 1-paragraph summary or whatever. I know you would do much better, but we're just in a hurry here. So, okay, so then here's the assignment for the students. Now, again, I'm just going to refresh because it's just, you can never have enough of how to create an assignment. So this is going to be worth 20 points. I want to assign it to what? This is going to be, I think I'm going to have this be, I'm going to call this discussions. Now, let's call this summaries. I'm going to go ahead and add that group. Now, for those of you who are using Skyward integration, make sure that in Skyward you have a category listed as summaries and that it is written out exactly like this, because it needs to be the exact same category as Skyward to make this count. So now I have summaries. And I want this to be displayed as points. I do want this to be counted, so I'm not going to click on that. Now my submission, I do want them to submit. I want them to submit for me online, and they're going to do a text entry. If I wanted them to do this as a Google Doc, I could click on File Uploads and have them do it as a Google Doc. But when I just want a summary, I can have them do that right within Canvas. I'm not worried about any of this kind of information. Do I want to sync it to SIS? If you're syncing to Skyward, make sure that is clicked. I'm not going to right now because I don't have students assigned here. Assigned to everyone, I don't want to have a due date or anything like that. I'm just going to leave that as it is. And then I'm going to go ahead and save that assignment. So now this has been published. Now when I go home, if I had this linked to my Wednesday language arts assignment, they're going to click on it. Here's my assignment, just like I set up. And here is my document. When they click on the document, it's going to open that up for them. And there is that information that I passed through from my Google Docs over to here. I do want to show you now another feature. Once this has been opened up, and this is probably the biggest reason why you are going to want to use pages, is that within Canvas, any page has the Immersive Reader attached to it. If you don't know what the Immersive Reader is, this is a Microsoft tool. When you click on the Immersive Reader, this opens up a lot of options for your students. And we will go into this another time because this is a whole lesson in itself. Let me summarize by saying, when you click on the different pieces, you can change the text size. So think about students who need to have some modifications or some adaptations. You can do that in here. You can change the spacing. You can change the font if you need different font sizes. There are themes. You can highlight in different colors. So many things you can do. If you want them to know the different parts of speech, it will recognize the different parts of speech by color. It will do syllables, all sorts of things you can do if you're looking for some language arts options, things like that. And then the reading preferences. So you can have different reading preferences. It will put one line underneath it while it's reading it to you. Yes, I said reading it to you. I'll show you in just a minute. You can assign a picture dictionary. You can change the language. So there's a translate feature built right into this page. Again, this is something that we need to go into greater detail in another lesson, but I want you to understand the power behind putting content into Canvas through pages. Let me just show you this. I can click on the play button at the bottom.
Canvas Q&A. Canvas Q&A. Question. Answer.
Yes, it will read the document to the student. So that is the Immersive Reader feature. Again, that's coming. in a whole different lesson. If you're like, wow, I want to know more about that, go out to YouTube and type in Immersive Reader and you will find more information. But I wanted to share with you why this is such a powerful tool for you to be able to use pages within Canvas. So let's walk through that again one more time. So I'm home. I just opened up my course. And once I've opened up my course, I can scroll down through my navigation bar. I'm going to find pages. I'm going to click on pages. Once I've clicked on pages, you will be able to see that this is a page. Your home page has been completed as a page. I can edit this page from here, by the way. If I want to view all my pages, I can click on view all my pages and it gives me a list of pages. This is where I can add a new page. This is where my list of pages is located. If I want to get rid of a page, I can come through here and I can click on these three little dots. I can edit that page. I can delete it. Lots of things if I want to duplicate it. Lots of things you can do. We'll get to some of that a little bit later. But this is my list of pages. So what I would like for you to do right now is to go ahead and pause this video, open up your class, find pages in the class navigation bar, go ahead and open it up, look at the pages you have available, look at the three dots so you can see what are some different features for each of them, and then we'll be back in just a minute. Fantastic. I hope you easily located your pages and you're able to kind of scroll through. You see the different pages there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a new page. When you add a new page, it gives you the option for your title. Again, this would be such a good time for you if you haven't thought about naming conventions in Canvas so that you can start thinking about how do I want to name different content? Do I want to name it by unit, by chapter, by subject, by content? It's up to you how you want to do that. You can name it any way that you want to, whatever is easiest for you to be able to do that. As a page, you can add content directly here yourself. So if you wanted to just start typing information in, you can just type information in. Again, it has all of the tools on the Rich Content Editor. If you want to bring in a video, if you want to bring in links, anything that we have gone over so far, you can add right here into a page just like you would any other thing in Canvas. If you wanted to go out to your drive and you wanted to transfer some information from your drive, you can open that up. You can select all, or you can scroll down and copy paste, and then you can bring that information over here. Control C is for copy, Control V is for paste. You can paste that information in, and then you have that information right here in your document. Make sure you save it. So what I would like for you to do right now is to go ahead and pause your page. Leave that one. I want you to pause your page and you're back here. We went to view all pages and I want you to go ahead and click on add a page, and I want you to practice what that looks like to add a page. Try bringing content in from a Google document. If you want to explore what it's like to bring links in, images, all that kind of stuff, you can bring that into a page. Make sure you save it. Once you've saved it, why don't you go on back out to your pages, view all pages, and find the page that you imported, which this is the one that we created right here, was our Canvas question and answer. Note that if you want to publish it, there's your little publish button. So now anybody in your class can see this. Now, if it's attached to an assignment, make sure it's published within that assignment. If you just have it as a page waiting for things down the road, students won't have access to your pages, only if you add them into an assignment or another way for them to be able to view it. So let's go ahead and pause and play around with adding content into a page. All right, I hope you had fun adding information into a page. Now that you have done that, let's go ahead and open up one of your pages, and I want you to spend just a couple minutes. Click on the Immersive Reader, if nothing else, just so that you can see what that looks like. There's your information. and click on play.
Canvas for the teacher.
Again, some of the accessibility features, we will get into this later, but click on it so that you know it's there. Click on the back arrow and this takes you out of the Immersive Reader. Your students, once you have published this for students in an assignment, your students will also have access to the Immersive Reader, but Immersive Reader is only available in pages that have been created within Canvas. So if you go out to assignments, if you go out anywhere else, you won't see the Immersive Reader tool. That's probably one of the most important reasons for us to try and get as much information into pages as we can. Because even years from now down the road, you may find that you have a need for that within your own class. You may now, you may later, but it's a good idea to start preparing for it now. So that was a look at pages. That was a look at Immersive Reader. Let's go ahead and pause for a minute so you can click on the Immersive Reader and go see what that looks like. Okay, so today was all about pages in Canvas and how to create them, how you could use them, how you can put them, how you could add them into an assignment, etc. And then the value of the Immersive Reader as part of that tool structure. Again, this will come in a different session. We'll talk about how you can use the Immersive Reader and how you can teach your students how to use that as well. So your assignment for today, to go along with your STEM work with this course, I would like for you to go ahead and open up that document that you started creating. And would you please, in the next piece, go ahead and label this part 7. And then in the link below this video on your newsletter, you are going to find a link back to this the STEM career page that we talked about last time. I would like for you to scroll down and locate one, or actually locate at least 2 of these career fields that sound interesting to you, or maybe you want to know more information about yourself. Maybe you think that that would be pertinent to the work you do in your classroom. And when you click on that, please scroll through and find 3 or 4 different skills or knowledge necessary, abilities, something like that, that go along with this particular career. And so list the career here, and then list those 3 or 4 knowledge, skills, or abilities from the list, and just list those. And then in 2 to 3 sentences, how could you integrate this STEM career into your content area? How could you bring this up somehow? And hopefully some of these knowledge, skills, or abilities from that list is a great place for you to start when it comes to answering this question. So if you would please do this twice. So pick 2 different careers and add those into here. And then that's the documentation you need for part 7 of this particular class. All right, again, this STEM career link is found underneath the video. And today we talked about pages. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And tomorrow we'll continue on with our next topic. Thanks so much and have a really great rest of your day.